Week 1 is officially in the books, and oh, do we have so much to talk about? We got Overreaction Monday on a Tuesday. Oh my goodness, I can't believe it. I think a lot of us owe Lincoln Riley an apology. I didn't think that playing sexy out west could kind of translate to playing a little bit ugly on this side. Also, Georgia absolutely demolished Clemson, broke my heart this past weekend. Also, we seen a good Penn State team march into Morgantown and come out with an impressive victory. Only your Overreaction Monday. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Today I am the governor of college football. Yes, sir. The mayor of college football, aka Downtown Nino Brown. Yes, sir. Welcome to another marvelous episode of Overreaction Monday. I am the governor of college football, and with me is a guy that needs no introduction, the mayor of college football, Downtown Nino Brown. Week 1, officially in the books, Nino. We had a showdown in the ACC last night, if that's what we really want to call it. I'm sure you're not surprised about it at all because you called this one a long time ago. But let's get to some rapid fire one-liners, man. Nebraska defeats UTEP 40-7.
Dylan Raiola did his best impersonation of Patrick Mahomes, sidearm throws and all. The Huskers are on the rise, 240 plus yards, 2 touchdowns. Big Ten freshman of the week 1. Colorado got their hands full. I'll tell you that.
Oh, most definitely. And that's something you've also called as well. This one broke my heart. Vandy defeats Virginia Tech 34-27 in overtime.
I got 2 quick points. Diego Pavia is a freaking bulldog.
Yes.
That kid just pisses Moxie in the morning. All right. No matter what school he's at, whether it's Mexico.
I seen him in the conference championship last year. USA Conference Championship.
That's what I'm saying.
He's not suspended.
Got suspended for peeing on the logo. The whole rigmarole came back. Bulldogged it out. This week alone. Vandy hasn't been good in a long time. 300 total yards, 3 touchdowns. I think this kid's going to spark something over there in Vanderbilt. Virginia Tech OC Tyler Bowen better get back to the drawing board, and he better get back quick because drones can't be the whole team, and he sure as hell can't average under 2 yards per carry.
Arizona defeats New Mexico 61-39, and we're not talking about college basketball, ladies and gents.
You hear the stomping? I've been standing on this hill for a moment. T-Mac, Terrio McMillan. 2 seasons now I've been talking about him. Even when Jacob Cowan was there last season, I stated that T-Mac was a top 3 wide receiver in this draft class, and he was not 3. Dude was fresh off not practicing, rolls out for 300 plus yards and 4 touchdowns. Everybody wants to say Mike Evans. The more and more that I look, the more and more I go back and check, I start to see AJ Green way more than I'm seeing Mike Evans. Just the crazy catches, the speed. They just said he was clocked at 22 miles per hour. Tyreek Hill runs 23 miles per hour.
Whoa.
At his size and weight, he should not be at that speed.
No.
My dude is an absolute savage, and there is no reason why he's not in the conversation for wide receiver 1 in this class.
He certainly should be. I'm going to throw a curveball in here. Boston College defeats Florida State 28-13. Give me a one-line.
I told you. I told you they were real. Bill O'Brien, what he came in there and did was real. They were damn near flawless in the play call. And I put this out there, 5 points that stuck out to me.
That great job, by the way.
Their offensive scheme was absolutely flawless. I mean, they went shopping at the Gap a lot. You know what I'm saying? They got all the sales. But, I mean, Bill O'Brien and everybody bought in. I'm going to tell you something right now. It could have got way more ugly. If Ward catches that first wheel route, he was probably scoring on that one. They may have, just took the whole air out of their sail early. They probably could have put 2 more in. I mean, granted, there were guys in Florida State that DJU was missing them, and then there was guys that were just missing DJU when he was throwing them. So, yeah, I don't know what's going on with Florida State, but I still think they're crying from last year. I think it's kind of carried over. Everybody says, they can't go 13-0 and then go 0-2. They went 0-2 to start. And what I think is crazy is the physicality ain't there.
Oh, yeah.
Boston College took the same script as Georgia Tech, was physical and dominated up front. And get ready and get used to this name. And it's not Thomas Castellanos. It's Donovan Ezerokbu. He is probably one of the top 5 edge rushers, not in the ACC, in the goddamn country.
I like that Opala kid as well. Tennessee defeats Chattanooga 69-3.
You can have all the Jackson Arnold shares you want. But I told you Nico was my guy. He is the real deal Holyfield. We had layered throws. We had leading wide receivers open. We had perfect ball placement, pocket awareness. He checks all the boxes. That was just start 2.
But, yeah. I was definitely Nico over Jackson Arnold as well. Alabama defeats Western Kentucky 63-0.
Big fish, small pond. Not big fish, big pond. TJ Finley should have stayed at Texas State. Minnows, baby. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 touchdowns for Jalen Monroe, reminding everybody that he will be in New York at the end of the season.
I like what Nick Sheridan is cooking at as OC.
Hey, 63, is a good way to start the DeBoer era.
Oh, for sure. Maryland defeats UConn 50-7.
I'm truly concerned for the development of MJ Morris. He could not beat out the Ginger Assassin and Billy Edwards Jr. And 340 total yards with 2 touchdowns. I don't see Edwards giving up the job anytime soon. But this Terps defense, 3 total touchdowns. I mean, it was a touchdown. No, 3 total turnovers. I'm sorry. And under 300 yards. I understand it's UConn, but watch out. They got some guys. And if everything continues to roll, the Terps could be that sleeper team that nobody was talking about.
You did mention them, by the way, when we did talk about some Big Ten. Brian Kelly and the LSU Tigers lose for the 3rd consecutive Sunday opener, 27-20 to USC. Many of us question, including you and I, USC being in the AP poll top 25. They showed a little bit of physicality yesterday, well, the day before. They showed poise and they showed the ability to win an ugly game a couple of nights ago. Nick Saban was quoted on College Game Day a week ago in Ireland saying, watch out for USC this season. I scratched my head, puzzled. The thought just couldn't leave my mind. It's something we talked about on the College Football Showdown as well. What were your overall takeaways from the Sunday Night Thriller? And I was looking at that Garrett Nussmeier kid, by the way. This is a side note. He has it.
He's him. He got it. He's a dude. He made the layered throw. That throw on the right side of the field.
Oh my goodness!
Linebacker to Lacey, stupid.
It was a
touchdown in the second quarter on the left side where Lacey was set up to only he could catch it 1 foot in. He was making stupid ball placement throws all game.
And one of those Lacey throws, I think you was just talking about the one out of bounds. That wasn't, dude.
Come on,
that throw. That's big lead.
It just ease with no sweat on his forehead, nothing. But the problem is that I feel like Brian Kelly keeps watching the same movie over and over again. Like, why is it that 2 years in a row you decide to not push the ball downfield in the passing game? I don't understand it. He looked explosive in about 3 plays, but why is John Emery Jr. the RB1 for LSU, right? Like, I just don't get it. The kid couldn't do it for 2 years. This way, keep his head cleaner than the books. So now we reward him like week 1. Hey, buddy, you finally figured it out. We're going to let you go out there. Yes, he had 2 explosive runs for over 10 yards. What's going on here? Okay. I just can't figure it out. And you know what I mean? Like, push the ball, get it to your weapons. Antrell Anthony looked good. I was impressed by Antrell Anthony. I think he took the comments from Nick Saban last year about if you wanted to sit on the bench, you could have done that here. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
He took those comments to heart. He looked good. I'm going to make a statement right now. You guys can clip this and we'll play it later. LSU wins out, bro. They're not losing another game for the rest of the season. That was the first and only loss they will have for the rest of the year. They will right this ship. You don't get a man. When Brian Kelly gets pissed off as he is at the podium, that's like Nick Saban when he don't talk. That man's normally doing accents and being giddy with everybody. When he gets mad like that, watch out.
My guy, K Fear, what's happening? LSU wins out. That is a take. Let me look at it.
While you look, let's talk USC.
Go ahead.
MVP of that team and in that game was DeAnthony Lyons. Okay. He had that defense kind of like what I saw in New England for a bunch of years. Bend, but don't break. From 20 to 20, we'll let you play. When we get to the 20, it's a whole different ball game. And that's something that USC didn't have. the safety there. What is it? Ramsey? Kamari Ramsey. That kid was absolutely ridiculous. He was everywhere for the Trojans. And finally, we had some linebacker play for the Trojans, right? Mason Cobb and Easton Mascareras, they look good, both in coverage and getting downhill. I wasn't sold on Miller Moss. I believe. I'm not 100% in on the kid, but I believe. I saw some layered throws. I also saw some throws that his wide receivers helped him out on.
For sure.
The crazy catch that we saw, right? Jacoby Lane had a catch where he had to kind of go up and get it one-handed as well. So it was like there were some I kind of may have maybe overled my receivers, but he went through progressions. He looks good in the pocket, right? These guys believe in him. Sakari Branch could possibly be the most electric player in college football. Like in small amount of usage that he did have, the punt return for like 45, 50 yards. In a blink of an eye, the guy had already ate up 30 yards. It's just incredible.
He eats up yards so quickly, bro.
Yeah, I thought USC was overrated. I didn't believe in the defense. That was my thing. My other take is it possible that what is his name? Woody Mox is better than Marshawn Lloyd? Because I'll tell you something, one thing that I saw, Woody Mox had vision and hit them holes. Marshawn Lloyd could have held the hole the size of a Mac. He was only going in the way that the play was designed. So if Woody Mox can play physical like that, watch out. That offense could be something to watch out for. They're probably going to be, in the top 20 this, Are they already in the top 20 with the re-rank? I didn't get to see it today.
Yes, the re-rank, they are in the top 20.
And they deserve to be.
Yeah, speaking of which.
But you saw at the end of the game, everybody, Big Ten officials, Big Ten media guys, they were all going up to Lions saying, good shit. Like, and he was taken back by it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because he was like, whoa, I kind of wasn't expecting all this.
Yeah. Are they is it 13 now? Yeah, they're at 13.
I think that's a little bit of a crazy jump. I could have seen.
Yeah, that's the AP poll. And I talked about it with Mo earlier on.
Like Miami should be in the top 10, but that's a conversation for another day.
You think so? I don't think the top 10 should have shifted much. I just don't. It's only 1 week.
I'll tell you, it's not 1 week, no 1 week. Me and you can have a discussion. We could do it now if you want to and go off chalk, but Dylan Gabriel can't sniff Bo Nix's ass, homie.
What? No.
He don't have the playmaking ability. He don't have
I don't agree with that.
Oh.
I don't agree with that.
He had the stats there.
I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that at all. I don't agree with that at all.
He did not look very good in this game. Idaho.
He will take Oregon to higher heights than Bo Nix has taken.
I don't believe it. He had Idaho, homie.
Whoa.
Idaho.
Whoa.
And he couldn't push the ball downfield deep. Idaho.
He was 41 to 47. What more do you
on
want,
Duncan
bro?
Dink passes. You told me the different heights. What heights are we going to? Because that's the same heights Bo is at.
Whoa.
Yeah, whoa. Are you talking different heights? And we got
yeah. Well, I
it was Evan Stewart.
I guarantee.
Idaho.
I guarantee Oregon will be in the playoff, and I guarantee they make a decent run in the playoff this year. I guarantee that.
I didn't say that they wouldn't. You told me Dylan Gabriel would take Oregon to different heights.
That's higher heights. The playoff is higher heights.
Whoa.
No,
it's 12 teams.
Yes, it is.
It's 12 teams.
I said a deep run in the playoff. You said I agree. That's higher heights. We're
if they get it at 10 and win one game, that's a deeper run, correct?
Stats? Yeah.
I'm talking the team as a whole with him at the helm. Bo Nix's team last year would have put 75 on Idaho.
And
the pause him is kind of clarification.
It wouldn't be Washington.
Dylan Gabriel probably got his ass handed
or wouldn't it be Utah the year before?
All of a sudden, because it's your guy, it's a different story.
And Bo Nix is your guy.
I'm just saying, when you go wide receiver one, supposedly the best guy in the portal, what do you have?
That ain't
one reception.
The overreactions. Week one overreactions.
Where was it? It was Idaho, homie. Idaho.
Oh, okay. So you prefer to put 70 on Idaho, but when it's time to go get a big game, when it's time to go win a big game,
Tennessee put 60.
Yeah, 69 on Chattanooga.
There were teams that played these lower teams
Yeah, some teams struggle. Just like NC State struggle with Western Carolina. I guarantee we won't see that same NC State team when they play Tennessee this upcoming week.
Are we really putting NC State in the same conversation as Oregon?
Whoa, how did you get that out of that?
Well, because you just went from conversation about Oregon and saying teams struggle in NC State. It's not even the same bracket. These are my Ducks, dude. My Ducks.
So, okay, but you didn't peep the parallel. Let me slow it down for you. Let me bring it back for you. I'm saying we saw NC State struggle against Chattanooga. I'm sorry, we seen some struggle against Western Carolina, right? And then we seen Tennessee beat the hell out of Chattanooga. So the thought is, Tennessee's gonna beat the dog shit out of NC State. Not so fast. I guarantee that doesn't happen. I guarantee we get a damn good ball game. I guarantee
I'm just saying that's the parallel. The big dogs who were supposed to go out there and handle business, right? Went out there and handled business.
Mm-hmm.
Oregon didn't handle business, kept Idaho vandals around until what, mid-third quarter?
Mm-hmm.
I don't give a shit if he had 475 yards. They shouldn't even have been in the contest. Defense was cooking. It took a trick play, right? So that means you were Duncan Dick McGee. You were managing.
Let's revisit this conversation in a few weeks.
I'm just going off what we saw this week.
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
It's 1 week. It's 1 week
against lower grade teams, bro. Who did Idaho beat? That was FCS. I mean FBS. Nevada last year. Do we really want to go to that route? Nevada, who was terrible. You told me earlier Nevada was trash, and they ended up winning this week alone. But
we talking about takes now?
No, I
mean, you want to talk about Connor Wegman?
I'm going back.
I'm just saying, if you want to talk about takes, you talk about takes. You want to talk about Connor Wegman?
Yeah, he sucked. He was terrible.
I'm saying we all have takes. We all hit sometimes. We all miss sometimes. It's a part of it.
I'm just saying Nevada was trash. Is what we were saying, right?
Right, for sure.
You took it a whole different ball game. You went left when I was going right. I wasn't taking a hit at you. I was just saying we talked about how they was shit.
Yeah,
but Idaho beat them last year. Oregon, I'm telling you right now.
Okay.
Dylan Gabriel will not put them in a better perspective than Bo Nix did. I don't think Dylan Gabriel lifts his team. Any team that he's at lifts his team to a better standard than Bo Nix did. Bo Nix got the best out of every offensive player on his team.
So did you see the Texas game last year?
Okay. We go for outliers here. We take one game, right? And then
so now it's one game. Texas won the playoff last year. Now it's one game, and it's a game he put his team on his back.
Who?
Dylan Gabriel put his team on his back to win that Texas game last year.
Okay, that's fine.
You don't agree?
I'm not going to go back and forth with this. We're not going to have this conversation. I shouldn't even went this road with Dylan Gabriel because I feel like I'm having a defensive conversation.
You having
you're gonna back Dylan Gabriel no matter what happens.
It's not no matter what happens. I'm just
saying. Did you watch the whole game?
We're going off for one game. We're going off for one game.
Okay. But if we're taking, you got Jackson Dart didn't have a shitty game. Okay. Nico didn't have a shitty game. The dudes who were supposed to be the fucking dudes didn't have shitty games. Dylan Gabriel, if you just pad stats and look at stats, say, oh, Dylan Gabriel was great. He did not have a fucking good game. Hands down. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Stats say he did. Watch the whole game. He didn't.
Okay.
Missed throws, right? But I'll give him one thing that has. They're missing Jackson Powell, the center, big time. But is Dylan Gabriel's playmaking and decision-making going to be able to offset that? I don't think so. I just don't see how Dylan Gabriel is supposed to take this team to better heights than Bo Nix did. I don't see it.
Okay. I mean, listen, Bo Nix is incredible. The Bo Nix that we saw in Eugene, incredible. The Bo Nix that we saw in Auburn, year one, he showed flashes. Year two, it wasn't good. A lot of Oregon fans didn't even want Bo Nix when he went out there. But yes, this Bo Nix, he's earned his starting spot in Denver. Absolutely. I like Bo Nix. I don't have nothing against Bo Nix. And if my guy plays like shit, I'm gonna say he plays like shit. I'm just saying this week one.
All right, good.
No, go ahead.
No,
you rebuttal.
I'm just the way I look at it is if you want to be a big dog, like they're supposed to be big dogs this year, then you got to play like the big dogs play.
For sure. I agree with that.
And that's why I think they deserve to drop out of 4.
Yeah, and what did they put him at 8, 7, 7 or 7? They put him at 7.
Seven.
They put him at 7.
I wouldn't like if they got to like 9. I honestly wouldn't have been upset with that. Like
Okay.
they need. You can't go get Evan Stewart and not use this guy in a game against Idaho, bro. Like I always said, Tez could be wide receiver 1 for them the whole time in the offseason, right? But how do you not feed this guy? How? How is Ferguson that's the number 2 targeted offensive weapon on this team, and not like you're trying to tell me that the DB1 for Idaho eliminated Evan Stewart? Or maybe it wasn't Texas A&M and Conor Wegman that was the problem. Maybe it was Evan Stewart. You know what I mean? Like I just don't know. Like there's a lot of questions for me when it came into this game. I expected both Stewart, Johnson. I expected Dylan to have these numbers.
You expected the numbers to go up.
But I expected this offense to be like a well-oiled machine and not having Idaho pretty much let them do what they wanted them 20-20. But when we got into the red zone or close to the red zone, Ducks weren't business as usual.
Yeah, I know another Ducks fan who shares the very same sentiments that you share. My guy Steezo Design. Shout out to Steezo. He was unhappy with the game overall. So I'm not a fan of the Ducks. I do like Dylan Gabriel. That's my guy. But let's move on. So Georgia manhandled Clemson 34-3 on Saturday. And something weird on my end happened. I feel like my job as an analyst is to be impartial and call it like I see it. But even though the season is young and it's one game, if I'm Cade Klubnik and offensively it's another mediocre year for the Tigers, I feel like I want to enter the portal, bro. Like I feel like it might come to that time. I could be overreacting. What were your takeaways from this game?
Well, I'm gonna eat shit because I said Clemson was gonna hang around this one. And
nah, I'm eating more, bro. I said they would win. I said they would win, bro.
I don't know. I don't know if he should enter the portal. I don't know if it's just Dabo or if it's him in general. But why we gotta be so like 5 yards per attempt? Where's the prolific offense? Like at what point? Like do they practice one way and go out with a different game script every week? You know what I mean? Because I just don't understand what's going on. It just I don't know. It's odd. Like Antonio Williams looked like he was back. That one throw down the left sideline that Klubnik made for 36 yards, beautiful, over the shoulder on the sideline where only his guy could catch it, right? And then they never went back to something over 30 yards downfield again. It was kind of just manage here, manage there. They are extremely missing Will Shipley. Film offer's not the same. Like, he's not this. He doesn't bring what Shipley brought to them, both in pass game and. He's not.
You felt like he was a benefactor of Shipley, and he
right. Shipley would be shifty, break him down. Here comes off the ball, bang him up. Like they need to somehow figure out that running back room. Obviously the tight end was good. Bringstall had a couple of good catches downfield. Tony Williams was good, but where was Tyler Brown? Where was Randall? Like they were kind of, we've been saying Clemson needs to have top tier wide. Well, they have them. Supposedly 4 and 5 star receivers, but outside of Antonio Williams, Agent Cyril, nobody really stepped up in this game. For Georgia, we gotta start calling them running back you. I mean,
they always find.
They always just seem to find. They were out 2 guys, right? 2 dudes. Branson Robinson was eased into this game, and I mean they said it on the screen 100 times, and as more and more I watched it, the more I say he looks like a baby DeAndre Swift, right? Nate Frazier. I mean, explosive runs. He's shifty. He has hands. You saw the long touchdown run in and out of like both linebackers and safeties. I mean, with him and the way that they were able to let Carson Beck do his thing, like they wasn't air it out downfield. He just managed the game down. Think boom, 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 boom. I'll go for 20. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, I'll hit you for 17. I said this before, and I think this is going to be his best asset. He doesn't need to throw these bombs like he had to A.D. Mitchell, like Stetson Bennett. He don't need to throw these. He can go back and literally just work his way downfield between Delp, Yessirrr, Bentley. He was methodical in the short intermediate game, and he thrived. I think you might see this type of Georgia offense all season. And I don't think people are ready for that because it's just long drive. They used to, 2 or 3 minutes, put up 7, right? Defense go,
For
we'll come
sure.
back. We'll get. I think you could see a Georgia Bulldogs team that literally averages 5 to 7 minute drives all year, right?
Wow.
And just you might not put up 60 in these big heavyweight battles, but they could beat you 24-10 because I think they're going to kill the clock. I think once this running back room is healthy, God bless defenses. God bless. I mean, because they're going to have a plethora of being able to rotate healthy bodies. Nate Frazier's 19 years old. He got all the tread on the tires necessary. If they could ease Branson Robinson back, get him to midseason form and be healthy and put in a little, Frazier here and there, and then get the other, Roderick back, watch out because they have all the passing options. They're not going to put all of it on Beck to, hey, I need you to go throw these deep 9 routes all game. You know what I'm saying? Kirby might hit it right on the like you pissed off Kirby, and Kirby's going to grind you. I think this year, all the way right to the bone. I think this offense is scarier for different reasons than we would have thought.
It's crazy because I feel like for the first time in a long time, when you talk SEC ball, it's been, at least for the last few years, it's been, Georgia, Alabama, kind of a taster's choice. This year, you got the emergence of Texas, you got the emergence of teams like Missouri and Ole Miss. Like, is this Georgia's conference to win?
I think there's a little more parity in this.
I agree.
SEC, but I think if teams that could switch to Levy don't take the bull by the horns this year, Georgia's just going to be right there in the Uber, going right by. You know what I'm saying? Like, just constantly going down the highway while the other teams are, taking the wrong exit. They don't make hiccups. They just replace. Okay, there's no bumps in the road for them. They kind of just, as they go, they fill in the pothole with asphalt with the next guy up. Look at Clemson's defense, right? Outside of Barrett Carter, right? Peter Woods and what is the gentleman's name? Lucas, cornerback for them. He what's it called? Jason Sehorn type back. If you catch my drift.
Number 10. I can't think of his name.
Yeah, I think it's. I want to say Jalen Lucas. I think he spells it Jae Lyn. But outside, where's the playmakers on their defense? And I said this to you before. I don't think Barrett Trotter was a Trotter type, a difference maker. Where Sammy Brown didn't even play. Got no snaps. True freshman got no snaps. Their defense was anemic and struggling. And you would think at this point when you're getting the doors blown off you, hey, let's bring in the true freshman, let him get some snaps, get him get downfield.
Yeah, you were right. It's Jaden Lucas.
Yeah, Jaden Lucas was a dude for them. He did give up a couple, plays where he got beat and he gave receptions, but he kept most of it forward in front of him and he attacked. He was getting downhill in the run game. I don't know. There's a lot. I think we might see that Clemson might have been more one of the overrated teams preseason AP poll.
Yeah, what they start off as 13, was it?
14?
No, 14, yeah, because LSU was 13.
Yeah.
I like that take. Penn State and West Virginia renewed an old rivalry, but for James Franklin and the Nittany Lions, it was business as usual as they marched into Morgantown and secured a 34-12 victory. Nino, me and you were kind of both. We were thinking that this West Virginia team could do some damage in the Big 12 this year. What were your takeaways? What were your thoughts? I know we had to delay this game as well. What were your thoughts?
Can we stop with the Drew Aller hate now?
Yeah, I love that. I love that you said that.
Please, can we stop? I was one of my guys had to hit, right? Whether it was Drew Weckman or one of these dudes had to hit. Right. Unfortunately, it's only one. It seems as though. This kid was dishing him out. He found his wide receiver one in Wallace, right? That over the shoulder catch, the left side of the field in the end zone. That ball placement was elite. It was just to him and him only. Yeah, the stats weren't great, and this is what I meant. And it wasn't a knock to you when I was talking Gabriel, but if you just looked at the paper and saw, okay, he was, he only had 3 incompletions, 400 yards, and you looked at Drew Aller's stats, and you were like, but if you watch, Aller didn't need to chuck the ball around as much as he had to. He was elite in the throws that he made. but we saw the explosiveness of Nick Singleton.
Right.
I'm talking 8+ yards per carry. Kaytron Allen, outside of the pass reception, was the non-factor for them, right? So it seems as though Nick Singleton hurt everybody.
Yeah, because he had that Travion Henderson sophomore slump. If we're being honest,
yeah, he dropped to under 4 yards per attempt. There was no explosiveness down the stretch. Seemed like he was more of like an Isaiah Spiller runner last year.
Oh yeah, I like
slow
that.
out of the block, and I never understand it. Yeah, you're right. The secondary, that whole defense is just
it is.
I said the move Abdul Carter to make him a Micah Parsons was either going to kill James Franklin or make him a king. It's making him a king.
Yeah.
He's so disruptive. He can do whatever he wants at will. And I'll say it now, and I'm a Perkins fan. He's everything that they wanted Harold Perkins Jr. to be at LSU. Abdul Carter is at Penn State. He's just an absolute dog.
I was one of those people who's like, I'm not sure if that, because you see him and he jumps off the screen with that sideline to sideline speed, but I mean, he's elite as a pass rusher though.
Yeah. Now, where was the explosiveness on West Virginia side? Like Garrett Green had no explosiveness, even on the few runs he had. CJ Donaldson punched one in, but they all averaged less than 4 yards per carry. That's terrible. I don't know. It was just like all of the backfield was terrible. White was terrible. The receivers didn't really help them at all. I don't know. That West Virginia team looked like a shell. An absolute shell of what they were last year. And I mean, I get it. Penn State came out firing, and that defense was suffocating. But if you took the end of last season's West Virginia team, who didn't really lose anybody on offense, right?
Right.
And you plugged it in, and you were like, whoa, what happened here? You would have thought this would have been a dogfight, right? Maybe Penn State would have pulled away at the end.
Whoa,
4-8 this year. Throwing out crazy predictions.
He said Neil Brown doesn't make it through the year. That's a spicy take, man.
Yeah, I mean, if they play like that, I'm with you. But yeah, West Virginia, that was a 360 to what we saw how they ended the year.
You think they can rebound once they get inside a Big 12 play?
I hope so.
Yeah.
They got to establish an identity. They look like they were struggling to find an identity. I thought their identity was a ground and pound team that once they established the run was able to air the ball out to play action and roll out schemes with Garrett Green. They looked like they were struggling to find any kind of identity against Penn State. It wasn't a blowout, so it's like
it wasn't. It was interesting seeing that game because what it looks like from the Penn State team, and we know how they are once they play the teams that they perceive as big bro. But it looked like that Ole Miss loss just kind of bothered them all season because we've seen Ole Miss put their foot up there, you know what, in that bowl game. So it looked like it was kind of like a constant reminder. Let's come out, let's play fiery, and I think that's what we saw out of them this game. So we got one more game to talk about. I've been enjoying this episode. Man, Nino's first argument of the season. First of many. First of many. That's why I love going toe-to-toe with this guy. College Game Day was live from College Station at Kyle Field for the showdown between Mike Elko and the Texas A&M Aggies versus his former quarterback Riley Leonard and the Fighting Irish. Notre Dame winning 23-13. Big win for the Irish, Nino. What were your biggest takeaways? It was a really ugly win. It's one of those games you're happy. You go to a raucous environment, in some people's mind, the most toughest environment in all of college football, and you get a win. But it was one of those games where I wasn't really pleased with either team. How are you feeling?
Is Elko going to make it through the whole year? We said Neil Brown, but holy shit! Like outside of that. All right. Connor Wimmer looked like dog shit. Overthrowing guys. Look like he's not
he's coming off injury though, right?
Yeah, I feel like it's still in his head, but he's not comfortable. Right. It seemed like, and the fact, and this is why I ask if Elko's, you're calling out your quarterback off the rip saying there were cleaner pockets than he saw, and maybe he's not over the injury yet. Why, bro?
You know about Elko, right? Did I tell you about the news I heard down the ACC Media Days?
What's that?
Elko can't go to Durham. The way that he left the team, Jed Fish got a lot of attention for the way he left Arizona. I heard the way he left them was worse. I'm out. Boom. packed his bags and went right to College Station.
Well, he might be packing his bags and going to D5 school after this one, because I got a funny feeling Texas A&M is going to have a rough year if this is the way they're going to go. Le'Veon Moss looked great. You know, the 4 yards per attempt wasn't the greatest. There were some runs where you saw the explosiveness to him. You saw where he could possibly be, you know, a back on Sundays at the next level if he can continue this. Where's the guy in the wide receiver room that's supposed to help Connor Wegman out here? Please tell me, because Noah Thomas is garbage, dude. Absolute garbage.
If you don't know, I don't know.
Cyrus Allen's okay,
right?
But I mean, that line isn't really that good either. I'm not making excuses. If I told you straight out Connor Wegman was garbage, I couldn't probably name you six off throws that he had that went high. Like I said, and he had happy feet in the pocket.
He's Jalen's guy as well. You two agree on a lot. Y'all need to do some content together, man.
But there was dumb penalties on the Aggies in the secondary that led to padded stats that made Riley Leonard look better. I'm going to tell you something right now. If you told me I get a guy who throws 0 touchdowns, or I get a guy that threw for 4 touchdowns in this first game for Notre Dame coming into the portal, who would you rather have? Would you rather have Sammy Hartman, or would you rather have Riley Leonard?
You'd rather have a 4-touchdown guy. Albeit against, was it Navy?
Well, all right, but let's look at it. Sammy Hartman was leading wide receivers open in week 1.
He was.
Of Notre Dame on a new team.
He was.
Right. He looked like he was dialed in.
He was sharp. The running game looked really good.
And the running game looked really good in this one. That Love is a dude. Watch out. He gives me that Arian Foster vibe. The upright runner, shifty in between.
That's a hell of a pull right there.
Get outside and just take off. And they have, who's the other gentleman in the backfield? Is it Price? I think it is Price.
It is Price.
Yeah. Who also
reminds me, on the video game at least, he reminds me of Marshawn Lynch. I use Notre Dame quite a bit online because of their defense.
That wide receiver doesn't stick out to me.
And you said that in the offseason as well.
I mean, Bo Collins looked good in the few catches that he did have. He looked great in run protection.
Shout out to his pops. He's a friend of the network.
And I'm not knocking it. I don't think Riley Leonard is going to take this team to the exuberant heights. But now they have a cakewalk schedule for the rest of the year, and they're going to say, "Oh, well, they beat a ranked team."
Right.
To start the year, and then they play Pity Pat and Pity Cake McGee, and they play, Circuit City University, the rest of the season. But that's okay, like
he said, Circuit City,
like
University.
California Department of, Traffic, University. They play week 7. And they'll probably put up 100, right? Hey. 250, and they'll be like, "Oh, look at them! Yeah, great,
Hey, that's funny though.
But they can't be in the top 4. Right? They might be undefeated. They can't be because they're independent status. I don't know. It's just 5 yards per attempt. Like nothing about Riley Leonard in this game stood out to me. Like,
what he said, Circuit City University.
I'm just saying, none of it. Like,
you just started something that you can't finish, bro. If a team is playing a weak team on Twitter, I'm going to put Circuit City University, and it's an insider between all of us. It's only we're going to know, bro.
I'm just, you know what I mean? Like, they'll be there, and Riley Leonard will get buzz. You know what I mean? But I think Riley Leonard is going to be one of these. Yeah, he's athletic as shit. Cool.
He is.
So is Joe Milton.
Right. You were dead on about him last year, bro.
Riley Leonard is Joe Milton of this draft class, homie. Without the big arm, right?
Wow.
Mobile, he's an athlete, can make some throws. Nothing about him is like, woo!
Right.
If I had told you right now, Garrett Nussmeier or Riley Leonard, who you take?
Oh, it's Garrett Nussmeier every day of the week and twice on Sundays because big boys play on play on Sundays. Hey, you nailed that one. I was looking at him. I think I called Jay. I said Nino was right about this guy. I was like, I didn't want to like this guy. Nino was right.
I said it to you like
7 8. His first 8 throws. I said, who the hell is this? Who the hell is this guy, bro? Yeah, you did all about Garrett Nussmeier.
The dudes at Duke last year behind Leonard did just as good, if not better than he did, right? Like
right. That's accurate.
And it's kind of like no fall off. They paid Nussmeier a hefty bag to sit on the bench behind Jalen Daniels last year.
They surely did.
Because they knew what they had in the pocket to reload the following season. LSU does not lose another game.
I looked at their schedule. They do have a friendlier schedule. It was 2 dates that came to my mind. The Ole Miss, but they played that one at home. It was another game, but you're right. Their schedule is favorable down the stretch. Hey, man. Everybody who's tuned in, make sure you follow Nino everywhere. That man is active. He does a lot of stuff for us. Everything you see on Twitter, a lot of what you see on YouTube is done by him. Make sure y'all check him out everywhere. Also, don't touch that dial because we got an episode of Garnet Rules coming up with yours truly, Nino and Brian Brosarge. I can't wait to see them. Actually watch that while I'm going to bed. I got a 2:30 workout in the morning, so I'm about to go to bed. Man.
It's been a good one. Hey, don't rule out Thomas Castellanos at the end of the year in New York.
That would be incredible. There's this bigger YouTuber I watch before we get out of here and I get into my whole spiel that he plays Madden in college football 25. He just played Road to College Football Playoff, which is a hard mode with Boston College. That's how much an effect Castellanos has on everybody. So I
watch the recruit commitments in the next couple of weeks when the wins stop piling up.
It's and this is not a diss to Jeff Hafley, you guys old coach. You could just tell when a coach runs a tidy program. Bill O'Brien don't have to say much. He gonna look at you. He can look at the refs. He knows how to control the refs, and you can see just how Castellanos is playing a mental game this year. I can't lose this game. I can't win every play, and that's gonna be incredible for y'all. But I know we gotta get out of here. As I always like to say, there are no more victories in the sport that survive and advance. That's why college football has the greatest regular season. NFL start on Thursday, so that means, and we got our space back. They gonna talk NFL and fantasy. We got our space back. You all take care. Yes, sir. Today I am the governor of college football. Yes, sir. The mayor of college football, aka Dan